why things like The Secret don't work for everybody, and what you actually have to do to manifest. In order to manifest the way the yogis manifest, first you have to subtleize the mind. Why do you have to subtleize the mind first? And why does things like The Secret, where you're just doing visualizations, you're thinking about things all the time, you're putting things in your environment, why they don't always work for everybody? The reason is because you're trying to manifest from your conscious mind, when your conscious mind is only mostly the effect or the expression, the last phase of manifesting, the manifesting of the mind. So your mind is a very vast. It's not the conscious mind. I had a video just the other day I made about this. The conscious mind is like putting a thin piece of paper on top of a skyscraper, where the skyscraper represents the vastness of your mind. The thin piece of paper represents your conscious mind, which is just a very tiny layer at the very top of the skyscraper, very tiny layer, and trying to manifest from that point is doesn't work. So you have to subtleize the mind first, because the more subtle your mind is, the more powerful it becomes. In other words, your subconscious and unconscious mind are more powerful than your conscious mind. How do you know this? Well, think about it like this. No matter how bad you want something, no matter how much you think about something, you want the money, you want the car, you want the house, the girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, you want it really bad, a strong desire in your conscious mind, but yet sometimes even the opposite of what you want is happening. Why is that? Because you're not manifesting from your conscious mind, you're manifesting from your subconscious and unconscious minds. So in order to really manifest, you have to subtleize them first. You subtleize your mind first. Subtleizing your mind simply means moving your awareness, your identity, from your conscious mind and identifying with different layers of your mind that become more and more and more subtle. How do you do that? There are many ways to do that. The one way that comes to my mind is meditation. Really, it comes down to being able to meditate. And meditation, we have to take this concept of our mind that meditation is something where you see a yogi, it's nothing to do with religion. Meditation is simply the wielding of your mind. It is being able to wield your mind. It is being able to identify with subtler and subtler and subtler layers of your mind. So meditation is so crucial. So what you do is you use any meditation that is able to put you into a more subtle mind. I'm going to share a meditation I recommend in a little bit. But once you use any meditation, so if you're already using a meditation, that's fine. Before you conclude your meditation, when you're in that state where your mind is more quiet, you feel like you're sleeping, but you're awake. Then you take a thought and take a very strong thought, and sometimes this is another aspect of manifestation, is you have to choose the right thought. So you'll probably go through a refinement process. Sometimes you may find yourself in a meditation, for example, and you're trying to manifest something, and you're trying to think about what you want, but you can't quite pin it down. You cannot. It's not clear. Even though you know what you want, it just isn't clear enough. You cannot think about the right image. You can't think about the right words. This is a symptom, if you will, or a good, how do I say? This is showing you that you need to refine that thought. And once you refine that thought and distill it and find the pure desire in that thought, if it's a pure desire, if you really, really want it, that's what pure desire means. So we have a lot of neurotic things where this is why another reason why some people can't manifest, why myself included can't manifest, is because we want things that are on a more neurotic level that aren't actually what we really want. And what we really want is coming from the unconscious, subconscious mind. It's coming from the heart. It's coming from the soul. It's a pure, pure desire. And the pure desires are going to be much, much more powerful and easy to manifest than a neurotic thought, something you don't actually want. So finding that is part of this process of manifesting, is finding your pure desires and what you actually want. Because when you find those, you'll know it. You'll have a very, very strong, strong feeling for that thought, and it's very easy to put emotion around it and to clarify it in your mind. It'll come through very, very naturally without having to do mental gymnastics to try to, hone it down. So once you get to that subtle state in your meditation, then you take your thought, a powerful thought, and you hold on to that thought. You can hold on to it in the center of your brain. Just hold on to that thought, and if you're using a mantra, you put that mantra, use the mantra, think the mantra while you're holding on to the thought, or just hold on to the thought. The key is to make the thought subtle too. So how does this now? What I'm saying, the words that I'm explaining to you, they really have to be experienced. And one thing that comes to mind is Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, where he has a process called samyama. That is a very good way to study this on an intellectual level, to understand, to give your mind some concepts of what it means to subtleize the mind. And he has mapped out these different stages of consciousness of subtleizing the mind to basically um, be free of the vibration. So the distortions or fluctuations that we experience, or the thoughts and the movements of the mind, once you can quiet those down and become to a place of stillness, if you can imagine a lake that is completely still with no vibrations at all, then from that level you take a thought, which is like a pebble, and you throw the pebble into the lake, and that pebble, or that pebble puts out ripple effect that completely consumes the lake. That whole lake becomes that one ripple. Right now we have like taking a handful of pebbles and throwing them in the water, and there's just vibrations going on. Oh, this is the conscious mind now. It's just like cranking out thoughts, and all these distortions are kind of just diluting everything. So the goal of manifestation is to bring your mind to like that still lake, even too close to it, because touching that still lake, it can be, it take a lot of time, and you don't have to necessarily get to that point. That's when it becomes what they call like a siddha sankalpa, where it's a perfect thought. It's perfectly silent, and you take that one pure desire, that pure desire represented by the pebble, and you throw it in the water, and the whole water becomes the ripple effect of that, and it manifests. So I know I've been kind of rambling, touching on things, so I want to summarize really quickly. To manifest, you have to subtleize your mind. The reason you're not able to manifest, or haven't been able to manifest up until this point, or a very limited way, is because you're trying to manifest from the conscious mind. Now, putting things in your environment, pictures, images, these are more to reinforce the manifestation, not necessarily to make it happen. They're more to reinforce it. So the goal is you use your meditations to plant these thoughts, to plant the seed. You do that over and over and over and over again from a very subtle place. And then you can use pictures, you can use words and other triggers in your environment to sort of subliminally affect your mind or subconscious, because make no mistake, every piece of information or data that comes into your brain is having an effect or making an imprint on your subconscious. That's how you can, for example, when you have a song stuck in your head, this is an example of the music putting an imprint on your subconscious, and it's percolating up into your mind whether you want it to or not. And I've actually had this problem. I had a song stuck in my head. It would not leave me alone, and this is what was going on. It imprinted my subconscious. Anyways, so you take the thought. Now the meditation, I do want to get this, and I know this video is getting a little bit long, so I want to wrap it up in the next minute or so. A meditation that I recommend is to take a mantra, and I'm assuming you're getting this mantra from a guru or someone who has given the permission, because that's important. Just take it for granted. I won't explain it in this video. To get a mantra from a guru is ideal, because that's when the mantra is going to be powerful and useful, most useful. Take the mantra and start it in your root chakra, which is at the bottom. If you imagine the tip of your spine, the very bottom, you start there and put the mantra there over and over and over again, and then go to your sex chakra, navel chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, between your two eyebrows, and then back into the middle of your brain. Now, the mantra that I recommend that you go and look at is the Ah mantra. This is specifically, it does many things, but it also specializes in manifestation. Now, get that mantra from Dr. Ply on YouTube. Just type in the Ah meditation, or the Ah mantra, or the 1 minute, or yeah, I think it's called the Ah meditation on YouTube. So check that out. Do that meditation. Do it over and over and over and over again, and make sure to subtleize your mind before you start trying to pull in the thought. I hope this video helps, and please give me feedback in the comments below. What did you take away from this video? What would you find most useful? And if you have any other requests for topics you'd like me to talk about, please let me know. Thank you for watching. God bless.